Today we will try to look into the aspect of various types of wage payment systems or rather methods of payment system, and then we will look at various theories associated with wage payment in form of rather incentive payments. So there are certain plans which have been experimented in industrial sector. So we'll try to look at almost all. We'll try to cover most of the theories. These theories may not be in today's session, but we'll try to cover in continuing lecture, or we'll just refer that you can go to particular source and you get most of the things. So when we talk about wage, we have already covered the base concept of wage and salary, the difference, and various aspects. Now we will look at the methods of wage payments. So when we talk about methods of wage payment, so there are three methods which are very common, and you also agree, and all these three are known to you. And it is not that these plans are experimented or started or initiated or practiced in recent days. These methods had been in our so many economics and historical situations. You might have seen many a times in history books also. The first is time wage system. Time wage system. Second is piece wage system, and third is balance or depth system. And then we will take on the incentive plans, different theories. If we talk about the time based system, it simply says that the payment of wages may be made at the end of the day, the work, or the fortnight, or a month. So time based system means your payment or wages are fixed for particular time period, and the quantity of work is not defined. Quantity of work is defined in form of time, whereas it may be a day payment system, it may be a kind of fortnightly payment or monthly payment, but it is not defined as per the Payment of Wages Act. It is not defined for more than a month. So it means wherever there is a more than a month, there must be a lapse between two wage periods. So maybe a break into continuity of the service, or whatever you understand. So maximum it has to be 1 month. Meaning is that if a person is continuing for more than a month and you are paying continuously without any break lapse, so that may not be a time based system. That may lead to the modern salary management system. But there comes a break between two wage period, and the maximum length of one wage period may be up to a month. Whereas the piece wage system is very clear. It is the payment based on the piece wage system. Now, if you look at that time based system, you have certain merits and demerits of time based system. Say for example, most of the time the government sector, the government does not have a specific time duration specified. They say per month salary is this, So whatever productivity is there, you will be paid per month. So if you look at the merits, it provides you know safety, security. On other hand, it does not specify about the productivity, the quality of work. It does not guarantee objective achievement, especially in industry. So time based system does have certain merits also and certain demerits also. You need to look into the details of merits and demerits, as it is very simple to understand that if it is time based, then what can happen. Usually what happens when you hire a laborer in the morning for any construction work, so you say that for 8 hours you will be given this much wages, say for example 500 600 rupees per day. So your quantity of work is not defined. So when you say that you will be paid given per day salary, per day wages, so you cannot ensure the amount of work to be done. Person may be wasting 1 hour 2 hour in some activities, or the pace of the work cannot be ensured in these conditions. Whereas in case of piece wage system, the wage earning of a laborer or any person depends on the number of pieces produced. As the per piece rate is already decided, and laborer or person, employee, gets only for the number of pieces produced or checked. Now in this, there is a very simple drawback of the system, is that the defect, the wastage and the errors that are counted on the part of worker or laborer, because company is not paying for that. If a piece is rejected, so that is loss of that worker. Whereas in time based system, error, rejections and the quality, that is all the cost of company, not of employee. So likewise, your time based system, there is a there are merits and demerits of piece based system also. And these two methods are very ancient methods of payment, time based and piece based. Now there comes third one, which is called as a balance or depth method. Now in balance or depth method means it is basically the mixing of time and piece wage payment method, both. Why mixing of both? The reason is there are some merits of time scale based system, there are some merits of piece system, and to remove those demerits of both methods, you can have the balanced depth method. So what is this? The worker is guaranteed an hourly or a day rate with an alternative piece rate. Say for example, you are given an option that you will be paid 500 rupees per day, and if you exceed more than 500 rupees based on piece rate system, then the additional will be given to you. If the earning of a worker calculated at piece rate system exceed amount which he would have earned on time based wages, then if paid on time basis, then he will get credit for balance, means excess. So this way you can ensure the minimum amount of work, and employee feels minimum amount of wages as a guaranteed wages. Now if his piece rate earnings are equal to his time rate earning, the question of excess payment does not arise. But where the piece rate system earning are less than time rate, he is paid on the basis of time rate, but the excess which he is paid is carried forward as a debt against him to be recovered from any future balance of piece work earning or time work earning. Now this point is very important. Look at this. Wherever but start means, say for example, the minimum 500 rupees you will be given. If piece wage rate system amounts to be 400 rupees, suppose, so you will be paid 500 rupees, but this 100 rupee would be forwarded as a debt to you, and that debt would be recovered from any future balance of piece work earning over the time. If in future, whenever you will earn more than 500 in a day based on piece wage system, then this debt would be adjusted against that balance. So this way you are getting a minimum guaranteed amount, and additional if you are earning, so that additional you will be getting. So this system attempts to rectify or minimize the amounts or the demerits of time based system and demerits of your piece wage rate system. So trying to attempt, so when you talk about balance or debt method, it is very simple and it is very useful in industries basically. So at the current month you get based on time scale, but that difference is forwarded, and that difference would be adjusted against additional bonus or additional performance. Altogether, later on there came many practices where this debt method balance adjustment was not made compulsory, but this way they tried to convert it in any other form. Say for example, non-financial benefits, so that they can make their employees or people motivated, and at the same time they can manage or balance their policy of wage payment. Now apart from these three payment systems, you have certain incentive plans. These are, you can understand that is basic payment system. Example, if you want, you can understand. Say for example, nowadays government is outsourcing most of the jobs. Now how they outsource? Their outsourcing is basically minimum wage payment system based, and it is calculated on either daily wages system or monthly. And when company is trying to say for example, you talk about piece wage rate system. So piece wage, you can understand that. Take your own example. The contractual faculty in universities, sometimes they are paid fixed amount, time based system. Sometimes they are paid on piece wage system. That means per lecture rate is fixed. Like right now, our university do have per lecture payment system. So they have 450 rupees or 500 rupees per hour, per lecture, or per session, per period, or per academic hours. So monthly payments is calculated based on the number of lectures taken or academic hours multiplied by the rate 450, and then final amount goes like this. But there are regular employees who are getting time scale system. Say for example, in most of the automobile segment, you will find that company only manufacture engine, rest all parts are sourced from ancillary units, and ancillary units business is based on the per piece system. The number of pieces they purchase from those ancillary units, the wastage, error, all is the cost of that ancillary unit, not of the major company. So it is basically piece weight system. Altogether, when you are going for repetitive nature of job, repetitive. Say for example, you have to produce number of sleepers. So your business is based on the sleepers. So wage payment, you cannot make time scale based system. You say that it is piece wage rate system. So you'll ask your workers that your per piece rate is this. Produce as many as you can. So repetitive job of nature promotes the piece wage rate system, whereas non-repetitive or the official work or the work which cannot be quantified, qualitative type of work needs time scale or time based wages. Say for example, a supervisor on brick field. Supervisor on brick field cannot be paid based on piece wage rate system or piece rate system, whereas a laborer on same brick field is paid on piece wage rate system. The number of pieces, number of the bricks that person produces or manufacture, the rate is decided based on that. Contractual, there is a contract sort of thing that yes, 10,000 bricks are to be manufactured, and then this per piece rate is decided and it is paid. So laborers are, it is basically contracting and subcontracting. Sometimes they also use balance method or depth method, but this is not sufficient. This is old traditional method of wage payment system where everything is in form of wages. But nowadays the wages or the pay or the basic, these are not the only thing. There are various components, and when we talk about, there comes an incentive. Incentive means how to motivate people to do better on the job. So there comes some incentive plans of wage payment. So these are certain incentive plans, or you can say wage theories, incentive payment theories, which are very common, very popular, and each one is having some history or some association, some success story. Some of the names may be known to you, like Taylor or Gantt chart, you know it. Emerson, you know it. Efficiency plan. Taylor's scientific management theory, you know it. But others are also equally important. Nowadays in government sector, you find dearness allowance. It is also an incentive plan. The payment of bonus act defines about the bonus. It is also important to understand. So these West theories, they are adding to fundamental concept of time and piece based system, and they try to provide a formula for incentive calculations, and each one has been tested in industrial setup many a time. So it would be very easy for me to take on these theories one by one. Halsey premium plan, Halsey wire premium plan, Rowan premium plan, 100% premium plan, Pidiox point plan, Taylor's differential piece based rate system, Marix multiple piece rates plan, Gantt task and bonus plan, Emerson's efficiency plan, co-partnership system, profit sharing. Now, after this co-partnership system, if you go in history, you will find that the earliest one of the earliest was Halsey premium plan, which was promoted by Halsey. And if you look at that co-partnership, profit sharing, non-financial, these are considered as the modern incentive plans. Non-financial incentives, fringe benefits, dearness allowance, bonus. So if we will get time after completion of this, we'll just cover these topics in very detail. So this is all about for today's session.